Hello, my friends. Welcome to our weekly analysis of ACBL Bridge Tournament played on Saturday. And I select completely randomly a pair among those who have gotten good results. So we'll always follow a pair that is in the 60s or high 50 scores. So for this recording, we will be following Jackery and MacLeod. I don't know any player here, but I think it's good to follow a pair that had a good game so that we can see something that they did right, something that their opponents did wrong, of course, something that they did wrong, because nobody can play a perfect 18 board tournament. So let's move on. The first board, for instance, was an inferior result for them. Let's see how it was. Okay, so I don't know what system they're playing. It's always a handicap for commenting in this format. But if they were playing a 15 to 17 no trumps, then South would surely have to open 1 no trump with this kind of hand. Some players are afraid of opening 1 no trump with weak doubletons, but not even that is the case here. He has an honor in his doubleton. It's not so weak. And so old-fashioned players would bemoan the lack of a stopper. But that makes your auction so much more difficult. If you don't bid your balanced hands in range for your no trump opening, as a no trump opening, you create a lot of problems for yourself. And so experience has taught good players from all schools, basically, that if you get a hand in range for your no trump opening, you should open it, no trump, regardless of any flaws. And that includes many hands with 5-card majors, by the way. Some players would say all hands with 5-card majors, but that's not my opinion, at least. I think there are some hands, picture something like Ace King Jack 5th and Ace King 3rd, 3 low and 2 low. I would prefer to open one spade with that one. But that is a trend that is ever more common. And in any case, I don't know if this was misevaluation or if they are playing a weak no trump system. We cannot basically have any opinion without looking at there. Let's see if there's some info. Sometimes people give that info in 2/1, 2 weak, 15 to 17 no trumps. So apparently Beverly decided not to open a no trump based on those perceived flaws, and she should not be afraid of opening no trump with a slightly flawed hand. She's smack in the middle of the range, and high card strength is 16, but she has a 5-card suit, so it's top power for that range. That it's a hand that opens 1 no trump and accepts any invitation. So she opened 1 club and found a 1 heart over call, North double showing spades, and that's the kind of problem that not opening 1 no trump can lead to, because she never showed her extra power, and she would be languishing in 2 clubs, even if North had like an extra queen, something like that. And you wouldn't ideally like to play in 3 no trump in a part score, not in 3 no trumps, if you have 16 and 9. Very good 16, worth 17 on account of the 5-card club suit. And so they lucked out in this auction, but they might have paid the price in some other auction. And 2 clubs is a reasonable contract, especially because they have no hard stopper, and so no trump is doomed. And 2 clubs is the best strain. In a match point tournament, perhaps spades would be a reasonable alternative too, but that's harder to get. Although, if South were weaker, let's take away South's king of clubs, so that South has a very clear 1 club opening only. The 3 spades and the doubleton heart would lean me to a one spade rebid over that double rather than two clubs. Because, as I play and recommend, this one spade rebid, only one spade, should be, that assumes, by the way, this discussion assumes that your double of one heart shows four spades, unequivocally, without any doubt, unambiguously. And if it does that, then you can reserve the one spade rebid for three card support hands that do not wish to bid no trump. And with four card support, you jump to two spades, which is basically getting to the level that you would get if the bidding were one club, one spade. You would have to raise with four, and then you would be in two spades. And so, especially in match points, with a doubleton heart, that might be in the radar of South in another hand. In this particular hand, I would be at a loss as to what to do once I did not open one trump. Any rebid is quite flawed because it doesn't show my power. Anyway, there they were in two clubs. And two clubs will lose two hearts and may lose a diamond if the defense does not attack diamonds early. If the defense does not do that, then there's no way to escape him. I was confused. I was thinking of pitching a diamond, but that's the third diamond that will be pitched. So there's no way to escape two hearts, one spade, and one diamond. By the way, if you were playing in no trumps, that's an interesting club suit in that you should be careful about those spots because you may block yourself. Imagine you're playing in no trump and they lead a diamond. They take away your entry to your club suit. You're playing in no trump, remember? Now you have to cash clubs and play all of your top clubs under ace, king, and queen. Under the ace, the king, and queen, you'll play the 10, the 9, and the 8. So you'll still leave the 3 to play underneath the 4 so that you can cash the 5th club, the deuce. So that's the kind of hand that sometimes gives trouble, the kind of suit that sometimes gives trouble for a declarer if he's not paying attention to it. He's not planning all the running of the suit ahead. In any case, they were in two clubs. After the spade lead, declarer decided to not finesse, which makes sense. The queen appears to be offside, and there's some risk of a club ruff, of spade ruff. Now she's drawing trumps. In playing clubs, there's no need to unblock, no clear need to unblock. All the trumps were drawn, and now the spade finesse. That is a reasonable way to play the hand. And if the defense did not cash their hearts, then now she would be able to discard a heart and then ruff a diamond and dummy and get to 10 tricks rather than 9. But the defense did its best by cashing hearts immediately, and now she will lose a diamond. And so this bad result is because many players are playing in 1-0 trump by opening 1-0 trump, or playing, see, some spade part scores, some 1-0 trumps, some 3-0 trumps here. It's good. Look at how many 1-0 trump overcall final contracts. That comes from a 1-0 trump opening for sure. And you see that this is basically what decides whether you get an above average or below average. If you're playing in 1-0 trump, you're getting above average. You're getting 65. If you do all your tricks, you have always 5 clubs, ace, king, and ace. That's 8 at least. So even if they run 5 hearts, you have the rest. If you unblock clubs. So that was a bad start of the game for them, but they got better results later. Let's see board number 2. A 3-heart opening bid, non-vol against vol by east. This is quite timid by my lights. A 7-4 hand with a very good heart easily merits a 4-heart opening bid. And I'm not concerned about the major suit on the side because we are playing in a major suit anyway. in hearts. My hearts are good enough to play opposite the void. And if you simulate possible hands for West, you see that you only want to play in spades if West has something like 5 spades and a void and heart, something like that. Otherwise, playing hearts is probably better. But okay, he opened 3 hearts, and South was also quite timid, but she had a big problem, right? And I wouldn't pass with her hand. But it's a bit of a gamble. This is a high risk situation. I would bid 3 no trumps, but that's probably a matter of temperament. Hoping that partner can give me some help in clubs and diamonds to make the game. But South meekly passed. And if she had bid 3 no trumps, of course West would smile and cash 6 clubs. And that's at least 200. And so that would be a bad result for North-South anyway. And they would still have the king of diamonds waiting for them. So 300 is at least what a 3 no trump pushy bid would get. But I don't feel comfortable passing with such a powerful hand. But luckily for South, they did not. And so against 3 hearts, what's your lead? I would probably lead the queen of clubs, and even though I can see the cards. My second choice would be the ace of diamonds, trying to perhaps coax a rough, but I think the queen of clubs is the safest. And there it is. And now a diamond goes away. And now the clerk can lose only 2 spades and a heart. So he'll make 4. Well played by the declarer. Unlucky lead. I'll declare draw trumps and establishes a spade. Playing a small spade is a bit of he's playing for misplay, basically. For someone with ace honor 4th, like ace 10 4th, or ace jack 4th, to play that honor. But you are losing against jack 10 doubleton. Doesn't look attractive to me. I would just play spades from the top. I meant one thing that in match point tournament should be in your mind. You are already in an advantageous position because you're playing a good contract. 4 hearts may not make if you lose 2 spades and 2 aces, and you got a favorable lead. So you don't want to give away the advantage that you already got by making a play that other players will not make at their tables. And so perhaps you will lose a trick that you already gained earlier. But this score was very good for East-West, for North-South, because North-South can go astray, as we analyzed, can lose 200 or 300 in penalties, and 4 hearts may make if the same lead is made against 4 hearts. So this was 82, 83 for North-South. Good for them. The next board, middling result, 57. After a very normal bidding, 1 club by South, which is the systemic bid, and 2/1, which is the system advertised in her description. 1 no trump by North is not as clear. Some players would bid 1 diamond, but it has a very big advantage in that you grab the no trump at this vulnerability. This is you have enough power to be confident that the opponents will not butt into your auction, but you can't be sure. And you would like to be able, if nobody were vulnerable, that is a very big consideration, trying to get to 1 no trump first, because that's related to the math of the scoring. If you make only 6 tricks, but you're declaring, you lose 50. But if you're defending, you lose 90. So it's advantageous for you to declare, even if you go down. And the same thing, same phenomenon is, holds for other trick totals. So if you make 7 tricks, you make 90 if you're declaring, but 50 if you're defending. If you make 8 tricks, you made 120 if you're declaring, but gain 100 only if you're defending, and so on. So at that vulnerability, that should be in every smart match points player trying to get the no trump first. At this vulnerability is not so clear because do the same math in your mind. If you get 6 tricks, you score 50 and they would have scored 90. But if you get 7 tricks, you get 90 instead of 100. You would do better defending. So it's not so clear. But the auction rested in one no trump. Nobody had anything further to say. And as East, he has a tough lead, but he should, I believe, that you should try to lead your best suit, even if it's declarer suits in this kind of auction, that you should basically treat South's hand as a weak no trump. That's the most likely type of hand. Weak no trump, we know that he has better clubs than diamonds in a standard context, but that doesn't mean much, as we can see right here. So probably the best lead would be a club, and then either the jack or the low club. That's not so clear, but I would have led a club with East's cards. And there it is. Club to the 9, well played by West. And that won the first trick, and now East-West are poised to make 5 clubs and switch to a heart, probably. Depends on the discards. Let's see how the discards will come. A diamond is the best switch, but it's not so easy because everybody can diagnose declarer's distribution at this point. Once declarer shows out in the 3rd club, he has 2 clubs, can't have 4 cards in a major, should not have 4 cards in a major, so he has 5 diamonds. So let's see the discards. And the last one, see, West discarded diamond. She should have discarded the spade because she knows, or should know, that North doesn't have 4 spades and South has already discarded the 4 card length from spades. So she should discourage spades according to their carding system, either low or high, and keep that little diamond, might be worth something. As it was, it would be worth 2 tricks in diamonds rather than only 1. And declarer, from East's viewpoint, declarer is saving those hearts in dummy. He has a plan for them, right? And so I see that West encouraged in hearts, apparently encouraged in hearts and discouraged in diamonds. But East should try to create a picture of the hand, and after 3 diamonds discards, playing a diamond would be clearly best at this point. And now, after the heart return, declarer will make all the tricks after losing the heart. No, not all the tricks yet, because dummy is almost good. He can lose, but now he can make all the tricks. After the spade switch gave away a trick, he can win the queen with the ace and finesse and spades, which is the best play. This is an error from West, right? West has a tough hand to lead from at this point, but she should have played a heart. And there would be still some tense moments because she would be squeezed. But that depends on the declarer, right? Declarer has to play the cards correctly to squeeze you, and perhaps he won't or she won't. Let me just point out what would happen if she played a heart. That's instructive. What declarer should do if the safe heart lead is chosen. Now declarer should cash the ace of diamonds. That's called the Vienna coup. You can inquire about it. That releases a pitch from dummy. Now he discards a spade, and in this trick, heart, now West is doomed. Can either discard a diamond and then the queen is high, or discard a spade and then the 3 spades from his hand are high. So let's see, we haven't seen if the declarer will finesse in spades now. Yes, he did, and so all the 7 tricks are claimed. Well played by North. Next round. One diamond in third. I like it. Some people would open 1 spade. Not my cup of tea. Double. 1 diamond gives you a tough problem. Double with a doubleton spade is risky. Not my cup of tea either. But that's a difficult hand in any case. That's a problem hand for any style. Bidding clubs risks losing hearts. Passing risks losing any contract. Doubling risks landing in spades. So you pick your poison. And you can even bid 1 heart, but that risks playing in hearts rather than in clubs when you should. My own style is to to place my hopes in the long suit, usually, and hope that I will be able to show my side suit later. So I would have bid 2 clubs here, but I would bid it without any certainty. I don't like passing. I think the hand is too strong for passing. Over 1 diamond double 1 spade, North should probably bid hearts. Somehow. Either by bidding them 2 hearts, or if they take out doubles in this situation, which some people would, perhaps double would show weaker hearts than a 2 heart bid. But I think North should be thinking along those lines and bidding 2 hearts over 1 spade. When he didn't, or she didn't, let me try to see. Jan, I can't tell. He or she. Okay, heart lead to the ace. Not a big deal establishing the king and queen because the declarer doesn't have much to pitch from dummy. And what they should be doing right now, the defense, is getting the diamond rough. Will they do it? I don't know. It's not so easy. And that may even entice West to misplay spades. If they get a diamond rough, perhaps West will try to catch a queen third in spades in South and cash ace and king. Perhaps the best way to do this as South here is to play the ace of clubs and see what will happen. Sometimes partner will be able to encourage or discourage, clearly. I don't know their signaling system here. Let's see. No. Little hard. Now the declarer can cash 1 spade and lead a club. No, he decided to cash ace and king of spades, so he saved the rough, but he lost the queen. He might have led a club earlier. Club to the king. I don't know why. Oh, he will pitch a club in the heart. Okay. Still a bit risky because you could end without enough tricks. If you lose now a diamond to the queen and South has the queen of spades, he would cash the queen of spades, give you a rough, and you wouldn't have time to establish your diamonds. So this is a little bit short-sighted from West to play a club to the king rather than a club to the jack. See, now at this point, if South had the queen of spades, West would be in trouble. Pitching a diamond is optional, okay. But he will still be in trouble because North will get the lead with the diamond and cash the queen of spades. So that jack of clubs, which is a loser, would not be a loser if he had played it earlier, and he would still have the king in his hand. So that there was a bit of a red herring there of that loser pitch in the King of Hearts. Now the King of Diamonds forces the declarer to lose the Jack of Clubs rather than win the King of Clubs. And so he went down one down. Good board for North South again. They escaped trouble, which is in a troublesome board. In hearts, they would lose two spades, a club, and a heart. So they might make 110 or 140. It's what it amounted to with clubs 3-3. Best play would perhaps get to 140, but 110 is fairly safe. So 100 is not fantastic, but people are getting in trouble. So any plus score, that's a common theme in match points tournaments, big match point tournaments. Plus scores often surprise you with their amount of match points, even though they are not theoretically best. You see lots of people making 2 or 3 spades or going down in 2 clubs. People who bid 2 clubs foolishly, as I would, are perhaps languishing there. Anyway, let's go to board number 5. 3 no trumps by North South. Two diamonds from East, a bit heavy. I would have opened 1 at this vulnerability, but not a big deal. And South has a big hand, very big hand. And so the sequence followed is very strong. And perhaps if South had 3 card spade support, perhaps he should have bid 3 diamonds. So that 3 no trumps pretty much asks partner to not take me out unless you have a really good spade suit. That would make sense. And so they are in 3 no trumps, which is a very reasonable contract. They have 5 club tricks, 2 hearts, 1 spade, that's 8, and they'll get at least 1 diamond to get 9, probably 2 after a diamond lead. Here it is. Now 10 tricks, right? 5 clubs, ace and king of hearts, king and queen of diamonds, that's 9, and ace of spades is 10. What should the declarer be doing? Testing clubs, for sure. So they're breaking, and we got an entry, yay. But I don't know if he should just get to dummy with a 9 of clubs and finesse hearts. Perhaps that's the most simple-minded attempt sometimes. Ace has a queen of hearts, right? But the best play looks like it will be trying to end play West, considering the bidding, hoping that West has like something like the queen of hearts and the king of spades. After West discarded 2 spades and East is discarding diamonds, apparently East is saving something in her hand. So that plan is not ideal right now. You'll just, there are too few hearts discarded, and so somebody is hoarding a lot of hearts. And now the declarer can only make his top tricks. Reasonable play, reasonable contract, 60%. And the board number 6, 2 hearts from West, very normal, 3rd in hand, at unfavorable vulnerability, but a 6-4 hand is always powerful. And over 2 spades by North, South is almost always getting to game, should be getting to game, regardless of any preemptive attempts from East and West. So this was well judged from everybody. And there's little to the auction here. For spades is the normal landing spot at this vulnerability, and there's no temptation for east-west to bid anything further. After a hard lead, declarer will probably lose one trick in each suit apart from trumps. He should lead a club right now to establish communication rather than drawing trumps, because he needs to ruff some hearts in dummy. And leading a club to the king will probably establish a trick, probably, and in which you can pitch something. In some days you will be able to avoid a diamond loser. This was one of those days, by the way, because you can squeeze east, who is guarding the 10 of clubs and the queen of diamonds. Let's see this squeeze later, but first, okay, jack of clubs winning the trick. That's already enough for him to make 11, because he will not lose any clubs now. He can ruff two hearts. Club ruff, heart ruff. Oh, he should be playing heart ruff, diamond to the hand, draw trump, and then establish diamonds. He's ruffing two clubs in hand. His play with a little unplanned at this point, because now East can draw trumps, lead the third trump, and guarantee that she will make the ace of clubs. Yeah, well defended here. Let's see possible improvements for declarer. Let's see the squeeze later, but at this point here, heart ruff, club ruff, to see if something amazing happens now. One very simple improvement would be heart ruffed, diamond up. Doesn't want to ruff more because it wants to keep trump control. Diamond up, draw the last trump, and lose a diamond. King of diamonds and a diamond. He still has a trump and the last diamond, so he'll make 11. He lost one, we'll lose one more. But the more interesting variation would be this. Heart, trump to the king, club to the ace, and the trump. He wants to ruff two diamonds, two hearts. So he goes up, ruffs a heart with the ace, doesn't matter. Ruffs a club, can cash the king of clubs first. Pitching a diamond because that heart is a trick. Ruffs a club. At this moment, he's not hoping for any squeeze. He's seeing if the queen of clubs will fall down, something like that. Ruffs a heart. Plays a diamond up. Draws a last trump. And look what will happen on the next trick. At this trick here, East has to fold her cards. Either discarding the diamond guard, so if she discards a diamond, dummy discards a club, and diamonds are good. If she discards a queen of clubs, dummy discards a diamond, and clubs are good. So the general plan should be taking as many tricks as possible by ruffing two hearts and hoping that he will be able to escape the diamond loser later. One way would be for the queen of clubs to appear when you're ruffing, and the other way, more difficult to foresee at the beginning of the play, is the squeeze. So this was the analysis of the first 6 boards of Saturday tournament. If you would like to get more analysis like this, you can join our Facebook group. The link will be at the description of this video. There are videos that are posted every week about ACBL tournaments and other interesting content, so you will be very welcome there.